Morning.
Good morning. Open my thing more.
I'm a bum today.
What are you doing? Fixing your hair?
I'm a bum today.
You're bummed today? Oh.
Yeah, I feel like the market's.
So maybe they reduced it just for that time period. But then if it goes on MLS, but they're always cooperating, giving something, even if it's 2% at that time, right? Because it's not on the open market and it's not being marketed. So it might be a reduced commission to the buyer's agent, but they're still always cooperating. I only saw an agent not cooperating once in my career when I was at Remax, and they actually put it on MLS not cooperating. So I had to call Gary Large because I was like, I don't even know if we could do this. Like, I've never run across this before. And Gary said, you absolutely can. Obviously, it's not in your best interest because it doesn't, make, you as an agent in the industry, it makes other agents look, negatively at you. But yes, you can. If that's what your seller wants, that's what you can. And that's what she did. She put it on the market with a 0 cooperation to buyer's broker. And the buyer's broker had to work that number into their sale price or offer price, or that buyer had to pay if they wanted to get it. And I think the buyer ended up, I think they ended up working at the buyer and the buyer agent because it did go to someone and they did have to figure that portion out of it. But that was the only time I seen that. And that probably was like 4 years ago, I'm going to say. So again, what I don't understand is we work so hard in this industry. We all know how hard each other works in this industry. Yeah, I always feel like we're banging heads against each other. I just don't understand that part. Like why we aren't more compassionate to one another, knowing what we go through on a day-to-day basis. It just blows my mind.
Right now, we're not allowed to put exclusives on MLS, right? That's one of those things that
Well,
don't
the
go
whole
on
point,
MLS.
you're either an exclusive or on MLS. You can't be both, right? You can't be an exclusive on MLS because then you have it on the MLS. You're marketing it to everybody publicly. So it's either or.
Okay.
So I guess like I know you've dealt with a Rex agent before, or you just closed a Rex deal recently, Jen. So you're more familiar with the process because they work the same way. When you are putting in your offer for a Rex property, let's say the house is $550 and you want $15,000 in commission on your side, then you're going to put the offer in for $565. In the explanation or in the notes, you're going to tell the other agent, we're offering $550, commission $565, or $15,000 for a total offer price of $565. And then the seller looks at it that way. So that's the way they do it with Rex.
I didn't know if that was going to be the new trend, that
I hope not.
exclusives are going to be handled like Rex agents.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Again, I'm surprised that agent's doing that. But again, there's maybe that was the only way they can get the listing, and they just wanted to, obtain it. Maybe it was a for sale by owner, and that was the only way. I mean, I don't know the background, and I'm not saying that I agree with it in any way. I'm just saying,
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that from that agent. But I guess right now everything is different. So.
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Missy, just to change the subject for a minute, since we're going to be wearing masks for the next 10 years, have you given any thought to having Weichert masks made up to wear at open houses?
I have, Jeff, and I think about it constantly when I see someone with a branded mask on, and then I forget to look into it. So that's the honest truth, unfortunately. So I've thought about it. So Stephanie, put that on our list to discuss later. Stephanie's my brain. Because I think of things all day long, and then they just slip from my mind because.
Okay. I know people in the business. I mean, Weichert may use somebody and get a better discount, but
yeah,
I thought it would just.
We have a vendor.
Yeah,
we have
okay.
a vendor.
The one that we use for everything else?
Yeah, for the promo products like pens and bags and all that stuff. Yeah, we have somebody.
Okay, I thought.
Gloria with a Weichert mask.
Yeah, so actually my niece made them for her. My niece does that printing, whatever you call it, right? She does all the great stuff. And so, I've been wanting to take a picture of hers because I think hers came out really nice. And they were $4 a mask. So, I mean, it was really reasonable. It says Gloria LaForge on the side and her phone number. It says Gloria Weichert Realtors and her phone number on the side of her mask.
I saw that.
Yeah, so she had put it together, and then, like we were looking for Stephanie and I looked for the most inexpensive way to get it done. And one of the vendors, you had to do a large quantity. She only wanted like 6, you know what I'm saying? So I reached out to my niece and she was like, absolutely. So she got that done for us. So again, that's another option, not very expensive at all if you wanted something like really customized, branded to you. If you have a little logo and stuff. Obviously, you're limited to like one side. It looks nice on one side. Jen just showed me
Right.
hers. She got new ones done again, and it was on one side. So anyway, let me get everything up to R here. Here we are. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Believe it or not, it is February 24th. I mean, time is flying by. The forecast for the next few days into the weekend is going to be 40s and 50s, which is lovely. Hopefully we'll get a lot of this snow melted and out of the way. But again, what do people think of when the weather warms up instantly? They go right into the spring mode, right? Spring market. So we really have to be on top of our clients, make sure we're following up, make sure we're doing the right things to stay in touch, especially at this time. March 1st is Monday. And so that in real estate years is May 1st, right? Everything we do today is what we're going to reap the rewards in 2 months, 3 months. So we have to remember that. So today, March 1st is not March 1st to us in our business, it's May 1st. So we want to make sure we're hitting the ground running every single day and doing what we need to do. So everything in this world is easier said than done because it only requires you to move your mouth versus getting up and actually taking action. So taking action is really important. You need to take action on a daily basis. And when I say that, it does not mean your whole day has to be caught up trying to figure out what to do. It means put a plan into place and put a income producing activity in your calendar every single day, whether it's 15 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, however much time that you could invest in yourself and in your business. It's going to be reap the rewards for you in the future, but you have to be consistent. So everybody needs to take action. Our birthdays for the week. Zebby is actually today. Zebby's, this is the anniversary, so it's not birthdays, I'm sorry. Zebby's been with us for 17 years. Rich Raz has been with us 13 years. Rob Rodriguez, 2 years, and Joanna Albanese, 22 years. Incredible. So happy anniversary. I have spoke to Rich Raz a few times. I'm probably going to call him again this week. Obviously, you never get over what he's gone through ever. So, if anyone knows him or has spoken to him in the past, just reach out to him or send him, your thoughts that you're still thinking about him. It would go a long way. Send a text, an email, whatever the case may be. So our office training schedule this tonight. Well, actually today, let's start for this afternoon, 12:30, meet your all under one roof team. That's good for everybody, just a refresher of your team. And, we all need to control our business, especially in this market. We don't want to give anything out to anybody else, right? We don't want Zillow controlling it or Realtor.com because they're all providing mortgage companies now. They're all providing all of these ancillary services that we've been providing, right? We don't want to get our clients, we don't want them to be controlling our business. We need to control our business. So it's for our new agents, but it's also a great refresher for any of our agents to be on there and just, there's always good questions, just explaining what they do and how they do it. So if you have the time today, please join us at 12:30. And then tonight I do a weekly training on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. for our dual career agents. And again, anybody can join them. So we're doing the 12 weeks of real estate. Week 7, scripts and dialogues are important. Something that we all need to be really, really more well-versed in. So you can join us for that as well. So again, our all under one roof meet and greet is today, February 24th at 12:30 on Zoom. The Zoom link was sent out earlier this morning when I sent out the meeting invite. So I don't know if you guys have seen this on GSMLS, and Anthony can speak more about this. So there is now a button that says rate plug. Have you seen the rate plug on the MLS? So what that does is when you send a listing to your clients, they're able to go on and get an idea of what the pricing is for the home, what their monthly payments are going to be based on interest rate, based on property taxes, insurance. And again, they can go in and they can change the asking price. They can change the down payment. They can play with those numbers and then calculate. And then it's branded to Anthony Rosamilia as part of our office. So a great opportunity. And then here you go. You see on top, schedule a showing. They can schedule a showing with you through here. So GSMLS has made their platform a little bit more interactive with our clients. Okay, so if you're sending information out through GSMLS, they're able to click on now and get some more information based on the current interest rates, and shows you. And what I like about this is it shows you a little bit, right? So it shows you at what's that first rate? Oh, 2.9, and then it goes up to 3.5%. Right, so people can even see the difference for themselves if the interest rate starts climbing, right? So that's a good visual for them to see. So again, this is now part of the GSMLS, and it's on everybody's listings automatically. Okay, so again, if you're controlling your transaction and your business, and you're introducing Anthony as your mortgage partner, and you're sending listings, it's all going to make sense to them, right? They're going to have all that information right there. So Anthony, we'll start with you today so we don't get you at the end and then, we're rushing through.
Good morning. Good
I
morning.
was like, I know you're here.
Yeah, so I mean, the market's been pretty crazy the last couple of weeks. I mean, the 10-year Treasury is climbing again this morning, which is again putting pressure on rates to kind of keep going up on us. So, I was just talking to an agent that was in the office just a little while ago, and again, just talking about her buyers that are still out and about. On an $800,000 price point, the payment might be $100, $150 more a month right now from what it was a couple of weeks ago. That's a lot of money. So, definitive end in sight or guarantee things are going to come back, but it's just as quick as a light switch, things are kind of moving and shaking. So just a little bit on a market update. Data heated up this week, and the news was generally positive for the economy. Strong retail sales fueled the stimulus checks and better than expected industrial production. Inflation at the wholesale level was also hotter than forecasted. On the real estate side, housing starts were down for the month, but still strong year over year, and building permits were up strongly. Existing homes sales rose, and a continuation of the strong market. This week, we'll be busy with personal income and spending on the jobs report. The economy is still down 10 million jobs since the pandemic began, so there's a lot of ground still to make up on that end. This is kind of just more talking about rates and stuff. I actually sent messages out to you guys. You guys have been getting some data from me just on kind of what's happening with the rates and stuff like that. So it kind of just gives you a little bit of a depiction, something good to kind of, even share to your sphere too as well. But it just talks about, like a 10-year, rates and they've been rising and stuff like that too as well, just kind of what the market's doing, but where the Treasury's kind of dictating also too as well. So you could see kind of just where things are and where the spreads are and stuff like that too as well. So, we just got to be really cautious of that because that's really kind of going to, really dictate a lot going forward. So it's interesting times right now, but a lot of it's kind of gearing towards, a lot of the stimulus money, the economy, how things are kind of working that way. Because even though they're talking about, rates staying great, rates staying low, that's what they expect. But, there's certain things that kind of tip that stuff. So depending on what's happening in the marketplace, certain stuff can kind of be sitting in a great spot, but then they're putting pressure on yields to kind of move the other direction, which will then tip rates up. So. Obviously we know this, right? Sense of urgency, buyers need to kind of, if you got someone that's in a Turner review and they're debating whether to cancel and maybe they want to look for something else, they should really think about doing that because, if they have a bird in the hand situation and maybe it's another 2 months before they find something else, they could be spending, more money to purchase. Every $5,000, it's about $20 to $25 a month. I always tell all of you guys that. I tell all of our buyers that to keep them in the back of their pocket when they're negotiating. You don't want to be losing. Like I have a deal right now, it's $5,000 apart for 24 hours right now. They just can't get out of their own way. Sellers and buyers, they don't know what they want to do. I mean, that's like and we're talking about not $100,000 house. We're talking about a $750,000 house. They're 5,000 apart. The buyers are just like, I'm done. I'm done. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, you know? And so trying to educate the buyers that like, listen, are you really going to walk over something like this? But it's a tough time right now. You know, we've talked about this on one of the last slides too, as well, as far as, you know, second pre-approvals, backing up offers, you know, whatever we could do. We're a big conglomerate in our local market here. A lot of the offers that you're putting on or with friendlies from the other offices and stuff, they want to see, you know, a pre-approval from, you know, our company. They do. They want to know that, you know, it's been vetted by someone local and someone that, you know, they could trust. You know, some of these pre-approvals are coming in, they're not worth the paper they're written on, you know, and some are, you know, but the problem is you don't want to be on that one that just doesn't qualify. You know, I mean, I tried doing that the other day for someone and I pulled a credit score that I haven't seen so low in such a long period of time. You know, it's just one of those things where, you know, you got to be cautious going into that and where that's going to end up. You know, maybe they have a pre-approval that was valid from a couple months ago, but if it's a 3-month closing and they have to update credit, you got to be careful that unfortunately, you know, if they have to repull credit, that deal could die a week before closing, you know. So there's a lot of non-educators out there as far as what we do. So it's really, really important that, you know, your buyers are in the know as far as what's going on. You know, we're getting pre-approvals out live time. Anybody that works with me knows they get me on the phone in seconds. And whether it's night or weekend, you know, as long as I tell you what's going on or if I'm on the phone with the client, you get a pre-approval within minutes. You're just not getting that service with 99% of anybody else out there. And your clients need to be in the know, which is really, really critical and important in this marketplace.
Yeah, so last night on the call session, one of the agents that was on had mentioned that they had won a multiple offer situation. And one of the reasons why is, number one, they called the agent and had a conversation with them versus just being one of those agents who sends it over via email with no conversation. They called the agent, had a conversation, told them about their clients, you know, explain things, number one. And number two, while they're on the phone with the listing agent says, you know what? I'm so impressed with your mortgage guy. Your mortgage guy called, told me how strong your buyers were. I so appreciate that. So it was that's the reason why they won the offer. Okay. This is what the listing agent told them once they won, because that they spent that time ahead of time. They set themselves apart from every other agent. We all know you wake up in the morning and there's an offer in your inbox and you're like, oh my God, who is this person? Right? You don't know anything about them. You don't know anything about their clients. You're like, thank God I looked at my email this morning when I woke up, or I wouldn't even seen it there. They didn't even send me a text to say, hey, did you get my offer? So again, it's really sets you apart. We have to think about all these ways to set ourselves apart, and that's a way. Having a conversation with the listing agent, let Anthony have a conversation with the listing agent and tell them about your clients and how strong they are so that they can go back and tell their sellers all of that information.
And the other thing too, as well, Missy, we were talking about this as well, is just really making sure that when you're speaking to buyers, I mean, like I've told you guys before, I am telling them what's going on with the market. I am not going to be on the side of, why did we lose this house? No one told me about this appraisal waiver. No one told me that there's ways of waiving some kind of an inspection, or what does that even mean? You need to be educating your buyers on the front end, because I sure am if I'm talking to them, because I'm not going to be in that position at all. The other thing too, as well, is whether it's maybe the second go around with them, if you're going out, I would get them the list of your attorneys that you're doing business with, your inspectors and stuff. Make sure they have that stuff in an arsenal. Encourage them to reach out. Let them know what you're trying to do for them and what's going on in the marketplace. Because the big challenge you run into is if you don't have that stuff together and it's a fast closing, a selling agent wants to hear that you have all your ducks in a row. The client has all their ducks in a row. Yeah, the lender's already ready to go. I do all the business with him all the time. He has all the docs ready. I have an attorney ready to rock. I just need the contract executed, and they're ready to do inspection immediately. Versus, okay, well, they have to decide to get an attorney now, right? And those deals fall apart in attorney review because guess what? Another offer comes in. It happens all the time with everybody. So I think if you're in the early stages of speaking to a client, getting them all your team in place is super critical right now in the marketplace. Because if you don't have all that stuff going on, you're going to be in the position where you're going to lose deals, and it's happening to me. So I mean, it's not. I know what's going on. No matter what I'm doing, I can't control it all. I try to as best I can, but like if an attorney's taking 2 days to get an AR letter out, that deal is going to die because someone else is going to come in and try to steal that transaction. So I would just highly recommend you to make sure you get your list, your business cards ready, why you're recommending this and that, and what you feel that you want to do to make sure that your buyers are ready just to pull the trigger. And there's no vetting out or waiting 48 to 70 hours to decide what's happening and stuff like that.
So I want to congratulate Anthony. We received this email yesterday. He's a top producer. Dear Anthony, congratulating on achieving first in top application units, second in top closed units, and top application dollar, and third in top closed dollar volume for your region for January 2021. Way to set the bar and start the year strong. So Anthony is a great partner. He's a great team member in our office, and he does an amazing job. We all know that. But and I'm so happy and proud of him for getting this. But I do have to say to you guys, this has nothing to do with Anthony, that we really are not getting the opportunities we deserve. We are really not getting the opportunities from the agents at all. As many units have gone in, it's a very small amount of the opportunities. So please, all we're asking is that you take control of your business and that you trust in a partner that you know is going to get you to the closing table. And thank you for all of you who have supported and are so supportive each month and each week and each day. And know the value of having a partner that you can call on at any time of day and walk down the hall to. I really appreciate that. So thank you, Anthony.
Thank everybody
you
too
for
as
all
well.
those
Yeah.
supports.
I mean, these numbers are all great. And I mean, this office does an immense amount of business. And obviously it's a testament to Missy and everybody on this call and the entire office, where you guys are in the tops every single month as far as the company. And, I do a pretty good job too as well, but obviously this is all my business that I'm doing. So it's past clients, brand X business and stuff too as well. But I would love to kind of be more on the Weichert eyeballs as far as opportunities and stuff like that. There are some other offices that are really kind of leading the pack. So, whatever you guys could do so we can kind of be on the forefront of all that stuff would be awesome, because it would just help us propel in a lot of other different directions and things of that nature and things that we could do and stuff like that too. So thank you.
So our trivia question of the week, your
Yep.
favorite part of the meeting.
According to the Freddie Mac weekly survey, what was the average interest rate on a 30-year fix during a 5-year period from 2015 to 2019?
D, 4%.
Ooh, Dennis, right out of the gate.
Dennis is always ready.
What else we got? Carol?
I don't know, I'm saying a D too, 4%.
Wow.
I don't know, I'm saying C.
We knew
But
Lonnie was
say
going to
B.
chime in.
Ken's going big. I mean, we're only a quarter off each of the letters there. So I mean, but the answer is D. So congrats to Lanny and
Dennis, you're the big winner again.
But I mean, these are the folks that are refinancing right now, right? At the end of 19 were the highest rates we had seen in a real long time. So, like I got an email this morning from a past client that I did in 2016, and they're looking to refinance, and that rate at that time on their scenario, because they only put a little bit of money down, was 4 1/8. So I'm going to be able to save them a boatload of cash or cut them years off their loan. We're talking about maybe doing a 20-year. I mean, the 20-year loan, they're in the loan right now for 4 years or 3.5 years. I'll save them $115,000 in interest alone by cutting off those years. If they went to a 15-year, it would save them something like $212,000 in interest. I mean, obviously the payment's higher, but long-term savings if that's what they're considering. So they're kind of mulling over some different options right now. So it's a great opportunity. Rates are great, but be careful. Things are ticking up a little bit.
I put in another slide. I thought, oh, maybe I already did it. I'm sorry. The rate plug, I think I moved it and my brain is now.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit about Rate Plug. This is new. The Rate Plug, the flyer that I've been using for you guys for years, that nice one with the co-branding and the pictures and the data, that's Rate Plug, right? So it's different from things that we've had from years past. They've now adopted more technology, if you would, with it, where everything is just feeding in. So it's less organic of me entering all that information and doing things of that nature. We had a call yesterday on it. I got jammed up with another call, so I couldn't be on it, but my assistant was. And I'm just checking on one thing, because obviously this gets tied to the agent when you guys have a listing. But we all know that many agents sit everybody's open houses. So I just want to find out specifically if we're able to modify the virtual flyer that you're seeing if someone else is sitting a listing, or if that's more the one that you're typically always asking me for and stuff like that. So I'll kind of get more data on that sort of stuff. So.
All right, great. Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
So again, a very simple plan. We want to execute and grow this year. As we know, it's a very challenging market, right? But we are very adaptable and we can definitely make sure that we are successful at the end of the year. So this has been updated. So this is most recent numbers for the listing inventory shortage. So total active listings year to date in 2020 were 4,246, and total active listings for 2021 as of last week were 2,586. So we are down 39% less active listings year to date. Total Weichert listings under contract month to date, 727, and total marketed by our competitors, 569. So we let our competitors sell 78% of our listings, which is $1 million, right? Almost $2 million worth of revenue. So again, that's something that we're trying to control. We talked about a little bit earlier, other agents controlling it, right? By putting on exclusives and not cooperating. That's controlling in not a cooperation way. So I don't agree with that, but just slowing the process down, right? We want to slow that process down. We want to make the most of the opportunity of getting a listing, right? Because a listing has always been that other opportunities, right? So you get at least 2 buyers opportunities from a listing, in the past, minimally, and at least another listing opportunity. So that's the opportunities we don't want to just throw away, because we want to throw it on the market, let it get multiple offers in a day, do highest and best, and never get opportunities for ourselves. So let's slow that process down. So here's a chart for you. Anthony shared it with you yesterday, but I thought it was a great chart. And it shows you in New Jersey, we're down 42.2%, okay? So in the United States total, the inventory is down 42.6, and you can see, in each state what it is, but specifically New Jersey, 42.2%. That is huge, 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 okay? So with buyers active in the market and seller participation lagging, homes are selling quickly, and the total numbers available for sale at any point in time continues to drop lower in January as a whole. The number for sale homes dropped below $600,000. They're doing that on a national level, right? That's ridiculous, isn't it? Crazy. Under 600,000 homes available in January nationally. So again, we continue to see the lack of inventory, and we have to again take action each day so that we can ensure that we are doing the most we can to get any listing opportunities that are available. So you may have seen the commitment to success boards are up now in the office with everybody's name on it, and Silvana is filling them in. So, really we would like to see everyone have 1 listing and 1 sale per month, because we are in the real estate business. So again, we're tracking that. We used to do that back when I was in Randolph back in 2006 to 2014. And, if you're a visual person like me and love a carrot dangling, then you are going to make sure you get that done every single month like I did. So it was important for me to see that. So I think it's a great visual for those who, really want to get their business off the ground.
I think I'm going to add a little sad face next to mine.
No, you're just going to keep going, and you'll make sure the rest of the year is filled in. That's what you're going to do.
Okay.
So help grow the office. So I've realized since our Kim Duke left, and then shortly after Kim Duke left, we went into COVID, right? We went into shutdown. We haven't had the opportunities given to you that we used to. You guys used to go to Kim all the time, pass your names of people you worked with, so those are great references, and they're easier calls to make when it's someone who's passed on from you that you've worked with that you think would be a good fit. So please, let's get that started again, because that's sort of died out totally ever since COVID happened and then since Kim Duke left the office. So please, if you're working with someone, you have a good relationship, you think they'd be a good fit for our environment, our culture, please pass their information along to me. I would love to be able to reach out to them. Then rate plug we spoke about. So pitch sheet. I'm going to show you a pitch sheet in our next slide. And it's something I think we should all be using when we're going on our listing presentations. If we get in front of a seller, if maybe we're doing door knocking, it will be a great sheet for door knocking. Great idea for door knocking. So it's so many great ways. I've showed it in a lot of my trainings, but if you're not in my trainings, you're not going to have the availability to see it. So I want to make sure everybody knows that we have it and is able to go in and get it whenever they need it. A great, great, great seller piece. And then before I show that to you, March is coming up, like I said, and each month we've been doing one activity to help grow our business and giving ourselves 30 days to do it consistently so it becomes part of our habit. And so March is going to be take an hour a week to practice your listing presentation, because it'll make you so much well-versed in everything that you do. Every time you speak to someone, you're going to just have that confidence and you're going to be able to have better conversations with people. So where did I put it? I don't know. I'm going to find it. I think I put it after Stephanie. So before I get to the pitch sheet, this is something I wanted to talk to you about. So Jill Southern, everybody knows Jill Southern, right? She did a My Weichert email text campaign with this. Actually, I got it. I was one of the people who got it. I got it in my email. So this is already a campaign that is in our My Weichert system. And so she sent it out. Stephanie, help me with the numbers again. How many people did she send it out to?
5,000.
5,000. So
It wasn't
her-
a text. It wasn't a text. It was an email.
It was, okay.
Yep, it's an email. Actually, it's not even a campaign. It's like a one-off email that she did, a mass email to 5,000 people that her MTS helped her download from Cole. And I think she was pretty weary at first, as far as the MTS told us. But you know, she did it anyway, and she got a lot of unsubscribes, but she got a lot of people utilizing the link, and it linked them to her website where somebody can get a valuation on their home. So it's that page on your website, the sell page is called. So what they have to, the person has to do is put in their address, and it basically spits out a basic CMA for them. And then they become a lead in your system. I'm not sure on the listing appointments, but I definitely know she got some listing appointments from it. But she definitely got a lot of people going onto her website, which was a huge win for her.
Yeah, we were told on our managers meeting, she got 6 listing appointments. Am I doing that right? 6 listing appointments from sending that out. Okay. So again, I know a lot of you say, I don't like to make phone calls. I don't like to prospect. I'm uncomfortable. And so you're never going to do it, right? But this is something that you can easily do that you know, that is more comfortable for you, and you can still get in front of sellers. So make sure you're doing something. That's what I mean by take action. It's not okay to say, well, I don't want to make phone calls. Okay, so what do you want to do? Do you want to go door hanging? Do you want to do a campaign or a one mass email like this? Like, what is it that you want to do that you're going to get some business from? Because sellers are waiting. Sellers are waiting. And so
yeah, and just as a note, we do have this template already created. I did it a couple of weeks ago, and let everybody know it's called Morris Plains Seller Squeeze Page.
Missy, can I ask a quick question? How many texts did she send out?
emails.
0.
It was emails. It was 5,000.
It
Emails,
wasn't,
okay.
she didn't do text. She
Thank
did
you.
email.
That's the way they sent it. I took a screenshot of the picture that they sent, that they showed us on the managers meeting the other night. So I apologize. So it was a email campaign. She sat with her MTS. She downloaded the areas from Cole into her My Weichert system. And then she sent the email out, which is already in there. So it's just about, you know, doing a mass email at that point.
Okay,
Jeff?
thank you.
But Jeff, we can do a text.
No, I
We can do,
don't
yeah,
know.
we can do a text. It won't be this template, obviously. It will just be literally text.
I may be a dinosaur, but I read all my texts. I don't always get to all my emails. You never heard that, Missy. I think
Yeah.
more people read text than they do emails.
Oh,
And
of
that's just
course,
my
I
opinion.
agree with that. I would
For
agree with
sure,
that.
definitely.
Yes,
Okay. Something to look into, thanks.
yep.
Quick comment, and it's really a thank you to Stephanie. Usually when I send emails out to my clients, I like to attach something so there's some value, some kind of attachments. And she was very helpful in setting up a template and embedding some of the slides from one of your sales meeting into the email template, so that I could, and setting it up on KV Core, so I could go in and identify the clients I wanted to send with some comments. So I kind of set up the format of the email, and she put it into KV Core, embedded the slides with some of my comments, and then I was able to just kind of check off the KV Core clients that I wanted to send the email to, and it worked out great. I got responses probably from about a half dozen of them. And these are usually, this is my sphere and past clients, but she was a huge help in getting that set up for me. So thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
for that.
Bob.
Thank you. And I also heard that from someone else on this call today, Mr. Dennis Cassidy. We did a one-on-one on Monday, and he shared with me how great he thought Stephanie was and how lucky we were having our office. And that's why he wants to utilize her, because he doesn't want anything to happen to her. That's what he told me. So sorry for betraying your trust, Dennis, that I just shared that, but I thought it was nice news to share.
But that's true. If we don't use her, you don't know. Why
Yep.
cut
And
her
then
right
you'll
out.
all be saying, well, we don't have anybody, and why isn't anybody here, and what are we gonna do? Yes, yes.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you. I don't want to cry so early in the morning.
Ah.
I love it. So
Thanks, you guys. I
Stephanie,
appreciate that. Yeah, definitely, Carol, you're right.
mm,
And who knows what's going to happen, but hopefully so far so good. And I love working with everybody. So thank you. I just wanted to go over something real.
oh,
First
there
of all,
it is.
first of all, I just want to mention that it wasn't on the training slides, but tomorrow morning at 9 is the next MTS regional workshop. It's at 9 o'clock. It's they're going to be covering not so much the pitch sheet, but entering those manual listings for exclusives and coming soons in My Weichert, and then also promoting them on Facebook. So even additionally going into the Facebook social media world and showing you guys how to do that a little bit too. I will not be presenting tomorrow. I will be on the call. I'm not, we're kind of taking turns as far as presenting. But just so you guys know, we're not using Zoom this time because Zoom for our level only has a 100-person participant. And 2 weeks ago, actually, people were getting kicked off the meeting because other people were trying to get it. So we're using something called Microsoft Teams. The link was in my email. I sent it out again today. I will not be available at 9 o'clock to help you get onto Teams. You are able to just click on a link similar to Zoom and enter as a guest. You don't have to have Microsoft Teams loaded on your computer. It does like an initial little like setup for you so you can enter as a guest. And this way you'll be able to see. It's a little bit of a different format, but it's the same kind of premise as Zoom is, we can all see each other and ask questions and, mute yourself, unmute yourself, put your camera on, take your camera off. It doesn't have the virtual background choice like Zoom has. So there's a little bit of a difference, but it has a 250 participant limit. So we're thinking that that would work better for our meetings. So
I
that's
just
so you know.
did a Zoom on that platform last week and it was very easy.
It
to
is, yeah.
click
It's simple. It's just it's slightly different than Zoom is all. It's
Different.
the layout is different. So it's just a matter of getting used to it.
Yes,
If you want to practice beforehand, like tomorrow or something, I could definitely, or later on today, I can help you. But at 9 o'clock tomorrow, I won't be available to help you because I'll be, in the meeting. Did
Are
you
you
want
in
me
the
to go?
office today?
I'm not back in the office until Monday now.
Okay.
We're in quarantine until Friday. So I'll be back, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be back Monday. He has no symptoms, so we're doing good. Missy, do you want me to go over the pitch sheet?
Sure. Mm.
Okay, so the pitch sheet again is a selling piece, is a marketing piece for your sellers. So again, something that you can walk around with to show people that, us as Weichert have buyers for specific neighborhoods. So it's something that you can actually create in KV Core. So if you go into KV Core and then you go into, I think it's Marketing Autopilot, right?
No, Lead Engine.
Okay, sorry, lead
Lead
engine.
engine.
And then there's a pitch sheet box tile on the bottom. And this is what the tile looks like when you open it. You can click build a new manual listing and you can enter just the basic info. You just want to put in the town, the size of the home, etc. So it spits out the pitch sheet, what it looks like on the right. It's a very, very simple setup.
And you have to know what pricing you're going in at. So it can't be a roundabout. It can't be like 500 to 550. So it has to be like if homes in that neighborhood are going for 600, then you want to put 600 or 650, because what it shows you here, if you can see, it tells you now you're marketed, you're branded on the top of the sheet and on the bottom of the sheet. Your picture, your information, all this stuff is branded, right? So it tells you how many total active buyers. It says in our office, but it's company-wide because it's pulling the data from KV Core, right? And then it says how many active buyers at the price point of 199 or whatever price point that you add in. How many active buyers in Parsippany or Mars Plains, you know, again, whatever. And then how many altogether active buyers at that price point in that town. Okay, so it breaks it down to these 4 different groups. I think it's a great piece. I think it's a great piece if you want to do drop-bys or door hanging. Or again, if you're going on an appointment, if we're able to secure a listing appointment of any type, whether it was prospecting that you got it and you're going to meet them, or, Sphere or referral. It's just a nice piece to show people, to show clients how many buyers we have in this market, especially sellers. Super easy to do. I think it takes maybe 10 minutes. I don't even think it takes that long. Sometimes the sheet takes a few more minutes to generate. But that's the maximum time it would take you, 10 minutes, basically. Okay, 10 minutes is it. So again, if anyone needs help with this, call Stephanie or myself. We can help you get through this sheet for the first time so you know what you're doing. But again, a great resource to show your sellers. Everybody should know how to do it and be able to access this so they can print it out and have it.
And you'll have to, we can't, Missy or I can't do it for you. We could show you how to do it, but you will have to do it in your own system. I don't have that access.
Right.
Any questions?
Like some agents.
Any questions on the manual listing right now or the pitch sheet? Again, we're going to be going over manual listings tomorrow morning. And I'm sure that people will want to know about the pitch sheet as well. So something that came up this week that I wanted to just review, I have gone over this before, but KV Core has this cool thing called behavioral automation. And everybody has this, whether you know it or not. This has to do with contacts in your system visiting your website and the actions that are taken on those things that your contacts are doing. So in order to see how yours is set up, you'll go into Marketing Autopilot, then Behavioral Automation, you click Learn More. And then the next slide. So this is a definition of what they are. Behavioral automations are actions KV Core takes based on the behavior of your contacts. These automations help you more effectively use the system, and KV Core will alert you in your daily email when one of these actions has occurred. So if you have, so that's kind of what, in a nutshell, what a behavioral automation is. And then it has this little toggle switch that is, I have it off, but some people you can turn it back on. So gray is off and blue is on. If you have contacts that are in the new status, the new lead status or prospect status, and that person contacts you back through the system. So you send an email or a text through the system and they respond to that email or text. What will happen if you have this toggled on, what will happen is that person will automatically get into the active lead status. So shutting off those automations. So this way you're already talking to them, they've already contacted you back, and they really are an active lead at this point. So that's something that you can either toggle on or off. I think it's defaults to on, but you can go in there and decide what you wanted to do.
I would consider that like your virtual assistant, guys. You have a virtual assistant that's communicating and nurturing that client until they're ready to go.
Right.
So would we have to go back through all our people
No.
to make sure that's
No.
toggled on?
Nope. Here, I'm going to show you what to do
All
next.
right.
So the behavioral alerts, this is what the I think there's 6 different things that the system will automatically send an email to your client, to your contact. So the behavioral alerts are the automatic actions sent to your clients when they perform specific behaviors on your website. Those are either lead revisits after 14 days, lead visits the site 5 times in the last week, that's probably 7 days. Lead viewed 5 properties in the last day. Lead viewed 10 properties in the last week. weed viewed property, a specific property 3 times, or a weed has favorited a property on your website. So automatically, if you have those toggled on, which I do right there, they're toggled, no, I'm sorry, that's something else. Those automatically will go out if any of those actions occur. So what will happen is if you have an email in the system for that contact, they will receive an email. If there is no email address in the system, it will text them. Okay, so it has to be one or the other. It's not both. Actually, can you go back? Sorry, Missy, I'm not done with that slide. So then when a user performs the behavior identified in the table, KV Core sends them a text message for that behavior. If they do not have a phone number, KV Core sends them the email, which is what I just said. You can also, you as the agent can also be alerted to this user's behavior. Those are those toggle switches that you see right there. So you can turn it on or off depending on if you want to get that information. And then behavior alerts can be turned off for individual clients on their profile page. So if you go to the next slide now, so here's where you can decide who is getting those alerts and who's not. So in my opinion, anybody who's under contract with you, I would shut those alerts off. So anybody whose client or contract or even maybe closed, you would want to shut those alerts off. This way, if they do decide to go onto your website, they're not going to get one of those little text messages. This way, they're able to browse on your website without them receiving anything. So in answer to your question, Deb, you can do it straight from here. You just got to make sure that the client or the contact is in the status that they're not receiving that behavior alert if you don't want it to happen. Does that make sense?
Okay, refresh me. Where did you find this?
Marketing Autopilot, and there's actually a title that says behavior automation.
Okay.
So it defaults to the 3 or 4 statuses that it defaults to automatically, that those alerts do go to are new lead, prospects, and sphere, I think. Again, you can shut them off. It doesn't have to be like that. Anybody have any questions on behavior automation? I can go through more with you. It's slightly confusing, but I mean, you can just shut everything off if you don't want it to happen at all. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any, good stories from the week? We didn't ask about that yet.
Yeah, I put that at the end
Anybody
this
get
time,
any
figuring
leads?
they'd be
Anybody
warmed
get
up.
anybody get any new leads? Anybody get any listing appointments from anything that you guys have, whether it's KV Core or not?
I had somebody arguing with my text messages. Who is this? I'm dealing with a realtor already. I guess they didn't know it was from me because I didn't know it was being I must have put them on a campaign or something. I don't know.
So it was your
So-
client?
Yes. And I turned around and said, no, it's me. It's me. And he was like, I go, that's my CRM, just keeping up with you. And he started laughing. He goes, wow, they were aggressive. So it was pretty funny. It worked.
That's good though.
Yep.
All right, guys, there's my cell phone and my email if you don't have it. So if you need anything, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Again, I'll be back Monday.
Yep.
Thanks.
So our local market absorption rate, again, these numbers are staggeringly low and staying pretty consistent each week, as you can see. So again, this is a good visional piece to share with your buyers, exactly what we're seeing in this market. So, I mean, Morris Township has the highest at 44. I mean, so that's a little crazy. Well, actually, no, Parsippany is 51. Still, these numbers, if you've been in the business for a long time, you can't even, you're looking at them and you still can't believe them, just based on where we've been in the past. So I just want to, before I get to new listings, I just wanted to share something with you real quick. Just a quick dialogue, as we were talking earlier about, agents not maybe getting opportunities with their buyers, and buyers, fighting over a $5,000, right? Which is $20 in their mortgage payment. So, I talk about this a lot, but I think it's worthy of going over one more time. And that's about just making sure that you are setting up time with your buyer and setting up expectations prior to them falling in love with the house when they then become emotional, right? So make sure you have the dialogue in hand. So I shared with you earlier, I was helping out an agent this week who had multiple offers. And So when I called their buyer on the phone, and I don't know their buyer, obviously, I asked them, one of the first questions I asked them was, how long have you been looking? And they said 3 months. I said, have you been in a multiple offer before? And they said, no. No, I said, have you put any offers in, prior? And they said, no, we haven't. We've been really methodical in what we're looking for. And this house was just, this one just seemed to be the perfect one. I said, okay, great. I said, are you aware of how active the market is right now? And they said, well, we've heard a lot about it. I'm seeing, we've been reading about it. And I said, well, so let me share with you what that means to you, because there's multiple offers, and that's why I've stepped in. And I stole this from a great agent, Lonnie Weiss. And I said, are you familiar with a silent auction? And they said, yes, I am. And I said, okay, great. So think about when you are bidding on an object or an item, and you are bidding on that based on an emotional, right? Some type of emotional factor that you're putting into that, right? Why you would like to purchase that item. I said, and then along with that, you don't know what anyone else is bidding, right? So you're just putting in the highest bid that you're willing to come up to, not knowing what anyone else is bidding. And they said, yeah. And I said, that's exactly what you're going to be doing when you get into a multiple offer situation. So I can't really advise you where you need to come to, because of the fact that you really need to come up to the highest number that you're willing to walk away from that house if you don't get it at that price. And they said, yeah, we know what we were thinking about that. And so I said, what was the other thing I shared with them real quickly? My brain just stopped. I hate when that happens. Obviously this didn't happen when I was talking to them, thank goodness. But so the next part of that was with multiple offers, I forgot. I'm gonna have to come back to that. Isn't that very strange that it just totally went out of my head? And I've been doing this now for like the last 4 days straight as I talked about this.
It
But-
happens.
Oh my God, it's horrible, isn't it? It reminds me of when I was a new mom. You remember when you had new mom head, like you would just be in a conversation and everything would just stop. You'd stop talking, everything would stop automatically. Really, really crazy. Oh, I do remember now. Thank goodness. So the second part of that was, I said, I want to share with you. I really feel like sellers are underpricing their homes right now. And they say, why did you say that? And I said, because what they're doing is they want to drive that price of the home up to the highest price they can. And the only way to do that is by underpricing your home. So I just want you to know, whatever number you come up to, you're paying market value. I don't want you to feel like you're overpaying for a home in this market, because the home isn't being priced at market value. If it was, they may be getting 1 or 2 offers in, or maybe sitting a little longer. Okay. So that's why the benefit to a seller of underpricing their home. And I do that because I don't want them to feel and get into their own way, right? That's what happens. They get into their own way where they automatically are like, I don't want to overpay for a house. I don't want to overpay. I'm overpaying. I'm paying too much. So if you set that up, those parameters, and the wife said, you know what? I was thinking that. I really felt that based on what was going on. I said, see, you're 100% right. So I sort of validated what she was thinking, and then they were able to win the bid because they weren't afraid to come up, because now they understood the market better, right? So it's just about the way we explain it. And so again, I just wanted to share that with you because I think we need to take the time up front, whether it be on the phone, on a virtual call, in the office, however they want to. Stop rushing the process. Just like we rush the process with listing, stop rushing the process with buyers and take the time up front to really set up the expectations. I work with a team. I want you to meet with them beforehand. All of these things you need to be on top of, because when you wait till the last minute, then everything gets ugly. So new listings on the market. I don't even know if any of these are still on. I think they may be all gone. Eric, were you talking?
Yeah, I just had a question.
Sure.
The market absorption rate,
Mm-hmm.
are we able to get like from last year, the week of last year? Do you have copies from the team meetings from then?
I don't. I mean, I might, but there's a way easier to get that. Way easier. If you go on to GSMLS.
Okay.
And let me just see real quick, because I have to be on here in order to see. If you are on, I gotta move your little beautiful faces around because God forbid I can see what I'm doing. So if you go on to GSMLS, Someone keeps kicking me out, which I think is very weird, because it never happened before. All right, I'll come back to this at the end because it's not cooperating. It's not even loading. And then I'll show you guys. So whoever wants to stick around, you can see how you can get year over year absorption rate, days on market, list price to sale price, all of that information really, really easily. So 81 Hillcrest Ave in Morris Township. I feel like that should be gone since everything else is gone, but I'm not sure. I don't know if Priscilla's on to talk about that. I know 16 Carrie Way is gone in Morristown. I know 9 Under Rock Road in Sparta is gone. Not sure about 803 Buckland Court in Denville. If anybody wants to talk about that listing, please pipe up. I'd love to hear from you. Any other new listings coming on the market? On the horizon, in search of price reduction, rental listings, anything?
You see, I have a new one coming up in Union. It's
Okay.
a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1-car garage, split level on 682 Colonial Arms Road in Union. It's being priced at $360. It's an estate sale that needs work, needs updating, et cetera. Though the air conditioning and furnace are both 2 years old, and it has hardwood floors throughout. They're just going to need to be finished, but that should be on by the weekend.
Great, congrats.
Missy, I forgot to look at the exclusives. There's a couple of exclusives on the White Grid exclusive site. Sorry about that, guys.
No.
You still got Gloria's 13 Yvette Drive. That's still on there. And Dennis's 8 Darlene Court, I think, is still on.
Mhm.
And
That's
then,
gone. That's
oh,
sold.
that's
Oh, yes,
gone.
yes,
Okay,
Dennis
Yeah.
is gone already.
thanks.
Never made it to the market.
And then Catherine has 2 Blueberry Lane in Mendham. 700,000 is the price, 4 bedroom, 3 bath. And Marissa has 220 Gordon Street in Roselle at 290, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Great, so these are exclusive, guys. If you have buyers looking in any of these areas or any of these price points, this is an opportunity for you to share these listings before they go on the market with your clients, which is one of the values that we're able to provide. Anyone else have anything new coming on?
Hi,
Any-
it's Mara. I have a new 5-bedroom colonial in Shongum Lake coming on this Saturday for $750. It's really beautiful. Has a couple of nice additions off the kitchen and a beautiful sunroom showing this begin Saturday.
I'm sorry, Mara, is that going to be, is that going to be exclusive or is that going to be on the MLS?
It's going to be on the MLS. I'm putting it on tonight or tomorrow with a delayed showing until Saturday. They didn't want to show it until Saturday.
Okay, thanks.
Can you
Hi,
share your
I don't
address
know.
with
Can you
everybody?
hear me?
Yep,
You can?
yep.
Oh, I keep pushing all the wrong buttons. I'm so sorry. This is Catherine. The house in Mendham is an exclusive. We're getting ready to put it on Garden State soon, but it's really an amazing house. It's really, really cool. It's on a private road off of Kennedy, which is a real, like the premier street in Mendham. It's on the east side of Mendham. And it's a very, very charming house. It's way cool with a lot of space and family room, and it's very neat. And I have pictures on the White Grid exclusive site. I have a listing coming on in Convent Station that is going to be 1.15. It is a 5,000 square foot house, maybe a little bit bigger. Real dramatic, lots of living space. It is mostly kind of like, well, the first floor is like all big living rooms and big dining rooms and 2 family rooms and a kitchen. And then there are 4 bedrooms upstairs with all the bathrooms are updated, the kitchen's updated. It's a really remarkable house. Anyway, and it's on a great street up in Normandy Parkway, so it's a very cool house.
Great, congrats. 2 great listings. Anyone else have anything they want to share? Any success stories anybody wants to share over the week? Feel good stories?
Yeah, The open house was awesome.
Oh my God, we had great open houses this week. How many people did you have again, Catherine?
I'd say about 47, but the offers, 12 offers, waiving everything to get the house. It was awesome.
Mhm. Yeah, it is awesome. You have a great story. Yeah, we had 3 open houses that I know of this weekend in Morristown and Morris Township that had anywhere from 42 to 52 people through. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
People kept coming to my open house and they'd go, well, we just drove by everybody else's open house and there were 50 people in line. So yours was good because there were only 20.
There's only 20 people in line.
Yeah.
That was much better than having 50 on a cold Sunday day, right? Imagine this weekend when it's warm, how big the lines are going to be. Just amazing, right? Just unprecedented times. But yes, we had awesome open houses this weekend. Really crazy amount of traffic. So let me see if, okay, I can get back into my MLS now. It seems to be working properly. Just to show you, I know I've showed you this a while. So you go into your GSMLS, you go into analysis and pull up the NJR municipal stats. And this is where you can get year over year information. So we're going to select 2021. We're going to select January because obviously we haven't gone through February yet, so the information hasn't been populated. Select Morris County. Now you can do it for Morris County now. If you just want to do the county, you would press down here where it says county, and that would populate the whole county information. But if you want to do it, you know, for a town, we'll click Parsippany. And it provides this really nice piece. Again, this is something that I always thought was a great piece for door knocking when we were doing them. So here it tells you in how many new listings came on in 2020 versus 2021, the month's supply of inventory in 2020 in January versus 2021. So this is where you would get that information, Eric. So last year was 2.5 months absorption rate to 1.4 this month, or
Okay,
January,
cool.
I should
Thank
say.
you.
Yep. Inventory of about homes for sale. Last year there was 84 versus 46. So all of these numbers and the percentages year over year. So a great, easy tool, and you know, for you to provide again to your sellers, to your buyers, whatever it is, just easy to grab and go. And I always say what I would do here, if I was going to do this, you know, as a marketing piece, I would print one out. I put my business card right over this place, New Jersey Realtors, because it does say here provided by New Jersey Realtors, and you just want to make sure that that is available for people to see. Put it over here and then make additional copies, so at least you're branded to the pieces that you're putting out there. So that's what I would personally do if I was going to do this, you know, on a marketing level. You know,
You can
send it
use
to
this
people.
with the coal stuff too.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can send it out as a mailing. You can door knock or door hang with it. You can bring it to on a listing appointment. Again, the more resources that you have, the more it sets you apart. So
Send it as an email to, you know, like everybody in town.
mm-hmm. Yep, yes, true. Well, see, the only thing is though, and there may be another way to do it, and you know, Stephanie can help with that, but or assist with this answer that I'm going to give you on KV Core. The only thing we can't do with emails at this point is you cannot add an attachment. So it
But
has
you
to be the
can-
body of the email.
Yeah, it comes out actually okay in the body
Oh,
of the
okay.
email.
So you can add it. You have to add it to the body of the email. So when they open it up, this is what they're going to see, which is better anyway, because most people don't open attachments. You know, people are afraid to because they don't know if it's a scam. So you'd add this. You download it on your computer and then add it as an attachment or as the body of the email that you're sending out if you're going to do an mass email with it.
And you can make
Not
it
only that, also
bigger.
attachments sometimes get caught up in spam. Things with attachments, especially coming from a Weichert email address.
Right. Any kind of mass, and when you're doing a mass email, that happens a lot. So anybody else want to share anything with us today? I am right on time today. So guys, have a great week. Take action, not only today, but for the rest of the week. Make sure you're setting your calendars up on the weekend for the week ahead so that you stay proactive. And please take available of myself, of Stephanie, of Silvana, and all the resources that you have to help you grow your business. Have a great week. And hopefully I'll see you today at 12:30. Well, I'd
See you
love to
later.
see everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
So long.
Take care, everyone.
See you, Missy.
Bye. Bye, Howard.
Bye.
Bye. See you next
Mm.
week.